What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa coming back at you with another video today. And before we get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank the Lord above, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. And man, we're gonna be getting into 5 of the best builds that you can be making right now, day 1 of NBA 2K26 on next gen. I'm going to be getting into 3 small forwards, a point guard that can really run your team, and a 7'4" demigod. All around, these builds are going to be viable and really some of the best options that you can use to start out NBA 2K26. Now, I want to say thank every single one of y'all for your support. God bless you as well, man. And as you can see, we're going to continue to get the face cams throughout the rest of the NBA 2K26 cycle. And I really just want to say that none of this would be possible without, number 1, Jesus Christ. But of course, man, y'all showing your support, the Rich family. So if you want any types of videos, builds, suggestions, let me know down below in the comments and I'll definitely get y'all right. But before we move any further, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. Now let's get into the breakdown of the first build. So coming up at number 1, the first build is going to be coming out to the 2-way mid-paint creator. And this is honestly probably one of the safest and better all-around builds that you can make right now. So this one will be coming out of that small forward position. We're going to be making it at the height of 6'8", 193 when it comes towards the weight, with a 7-foot wingspan. So as you can see, when it comes towards the finishing, that's really where this build is going to be strongest in. And as you can see, we get a 73 when it comes towards that close shot, 72 driving layup, 92 driving dunk, 72 standing dunk with a 51 post control. So on this build, we do have the potential to still get legend posterizer and pro to elite contact dunks. As far as when it comes towards that mid-range shot, the 87 midi, 3-pointer, 83, 77 free throw. And honestly, these are some pretty viable options to work with, because as far as when it comes towards the badges, you're definitely going to be able to use a max +1 and max +2 badge tier upgrade on any of these builds that I bring to y'all today. And we're not even going to dive into the cap breakers because that's a whole set of its own. Now, as far as when it comes towards the playmaking, you have the 76 pass accuracy, the 86 ball handle, 80 speed with ball, so you will be able to get most of the better upgraded dribble animations. The 76 pass accuracy, to be honest, I know a lot of people have been going with somewhere around a 70 to about a high 70, 78 pass accuracy, and that's been pretty reliable from what I've seen this year. Now, as far as when we get into the defense, you got that 60 interior, 85 perimeter defense, 60 steal. On top of that, the 78 block. So you're still going to be able to get some stops defensively. And realistically, with that 85 perimeter defense, the 78 block, I think that's going to be key defensively. The rebounding, I think this is nice. You have that 75 offensive, the 60 defensive, not too bad. And then when it comes towards these physicals, you have an 83 speed, 76 agility, 73 strength with an 80 vertical. So this build is definitely going to be one of the better slashers, I can say, at least throughout season 1, especially with the safety net that it does have. You know, there's not much that it can't do, especially if you're looking to be more so of a scoring wing. I think this is the perfect option to go with, bro. And even if you wanted to make any types of changes, adjustments, feel free to do so. And with a build name like this, if you do include the cap breakers, I promise you, I bet we're going to get the opportunity to possibly change that throughout the year. Now, coming up at build number 2, I got the 2-way ISO sniper, also known as the best point guard that I've seen so far as of season 1 in NBA 2K26. Now, this is going to be a point guard with a height of 6'5". As far as when it comes towards that weight, we're going to go with 175 with a 6'5" wingspan. Now, as far as when it comes towards the finishing, we're going to go with a 79 close shot, 70 driving layup, 45 driving dunk, the 40 standing dunk, 35 post control. Now for the shooting, this is where things get special. You have that 94 mid-range shot, the 94 3-pointer, the 85 free throw. So this is definitely going to be one of the best shooters on the floor, not only starting out NBA 2K26, but I guarantee y'all, this is going to be an easy build to shoot with. The green window, considering that RNG is gone, if you buy boosts, adding your takeovers, man, the sky is really the limit when it comes towards shooting this year. Now for the playmaking, you have that 70 pass accuracy, the 85 ball handle, the 86 speed with ball. Not much more that you can want, especially for being a point guard. Now, I know some of y'all are going to be questioning the driving dunk. Look, if you're looking to be a straight, arcade style type of 2K player, this is going to be the build that you do want to go with because of the high accuracy that you can hit from with this 3-point rating and even that mid-range shot, bro. I think this is one of the better offensive builds that we're going to see throughout the year, and especially when it comes towards that defensive end. The 45 interior defense, the 85 perimeter and steal, that's going to be money and key right there as well. The 62 blocks here, you're still going to be able to defend down low. Now when it comes towards the offensive rebound, you got that 25, 45 for that defensive, 90 when it comes towards our steal, 80 when it comes towards that agility, and on top of the strength, we're going to go with a 45, 60 for that vertical. So for this build, man, especially with this kind of build name, I gotta say, I think this is probably going to be one of the better builds that you can use to start out the year. You also get badges like Set Shot Specialist and Hall of Fame, Limitless Range on Golden, even Deadeye. So it's all going to come down to your preference, your play style, how you want to make this build. But I guarantee y'all, this is going to be a point guard that can really run your team, especially if you're looking to be even some type of 2s or 3s player. That's going to be the perfect build for that lineup. Let me know what y'all think about it down below. But as far as for these first 2 archetypes, they're only going to get taller as we go throughout the list. So coming up at number 3, this is going to be a 6'10" small forward, and the build name will actually come out to the Yamming Force of Nature. One of the most unique builds that I've seen this year, and especially when you consider what it can do, I guarantee y'all this is going to be a build that a lot of inside big men are going to be loving. So this is going to be a small forward at the height of 6'10". For that weight, let's go with 225 pounds with a 7'4" wingspan. Now, as far as when it comes towards the finishing, you have that 75 close shot, the 80 driving layup, the 93 driving dunk, 90 when it comes towards that standing dunk with a 50 post control. And on top of that, bro, the badges that you do get with it, gold posterizer. On top of that, you can include gold rise up, elite standing contact dunks. Honestly, if you do add on cap breakers, you'll even be able to get the normal driving elite contact dunks, which I think personally, that's going to be a crazy concept to put together. The 80 driving layup does unlock you Giannis Antetokounmpo layup style, which personally, I think layups and finishing specifically is going to be super overpowered this year. Now, when it comes towards the shooting, you have that 35 mid-range shot, the 25 three-pointer. But if you do decide to use cap breakers towards this area, it's definitely something worth noting that you'll not only get a +4 or 5 when it comes towards the 3-point shot, but possibly up to a +10, 5, 3. It's all going to be different per build and height. But when it comes towards the free throw, even if you wanted to upgrade this a little bit, that's another good option. Now for that playmaking, we have a 76 pass accuracy, the 75 ball handle, 68 speed with the ball. Not bad with what we're working with, and on top of that, you will be able to get Giannis Antetokounmpo crossover. The pass accuracy, like I said, bro, a lot of creators and people are going with this rating, and I think it's going to be a sweet spot this year, especially with what I've seen. Now for that interior defense, we're going to go up to a 74, 82 when it comes towards that perimeter, 60 steal with a 74 block. Now when it comes towards the rebounding, 90 offensive, 92 defensive. That's why I gotta say, this is probably one of the, I would say, cheesier builds and safest to use, especially if you're looking to be an inside, because down the road, if you do decide to use your cap breakers, bro, which you're honestly probably gonna want to, put it towards that 3-point shot to actually, open up and spread the floor with what you can actually do, whether you're running the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, it's really going to open up the floor with your play style as well. Now the physicals, we have a 78 speed, 71 agility, 83 strength, the 85 vertical. I think these numbers are pretty solid to start out with. Now once we break down these badges, some of my favorites, you get Silver Challenger, also Deadeye, Float Game, Immovable Enforcer, Physical Finisher with Break Starter. On top of that, one of my favorites, honestly, for the Hall of Fame tier, you see it, Pogo Stick, man. Then on top of that, you get the Gold Posterizer, like I mentioned. Rebound Chaser, Box Out Beast. It's all going to come down to your preference with if you want to make any types of changes to this build. Something that I really like this year is going to be this loading screen for the build name. So the strengths, effortless elevation in traffic, absolute vacuum on the defensive glass, creates extra chances often, catches deep and dunks instantly. But then the weakness is, stalls ball movement on perimeter, doesn't own much of a mid-range game. But like I said, bro, if you do end up using cap breakers, that's going to completely change the way that we're looking at this build today. Now coming up at this number 4th position, this is going to be the 2-way mid-paint point forward. And I gotta say, This is probably one of my favorite builds that I've seen this year. So this is going to be showing love to all of my point forwards out there. And this is going to be a build coming out of that small forward position, 6'8" for the height, 185 when it comes towards our weight with a 6'11" wingspan. So let's go ahead and check out these attributes: the 78 close shot, the 88 driving layup, the 75 driving dunk, 41 standing dunk with a 50 post control, the shooting, 90 mid-range shot, 77 three-pointer, 67 free throw. For that pass accuracy, you got an 85, same thing for the ball handle, 80 speed with ball. The defense, interior, 60, 92 perimeter, 62 steal, 74 when it comes towards that block with a 74 offensive rebound and a 62 defensive. The physicals, 85 speed and agility, 73 strength with a 65 vertical. Now look, I really think 6'8" is going to be the meta for a lot of builds. Specifically, look at the attributes and the layout that we actually get for this build. On top of that, let's talk about some of these badges. So you'll be able to get gold float game as well as silver layup mixmaster, physical finisher. Now imagine, just imagine, boosting some of these badges with a +1 or +2 from your badge perks, and that's going to make a huge difference. Now when it comes towards the shooting also, you do have to take into account what we can do with adding boost. But as far as for that driving dunk, you could potentially upgrade bronze posterizer all the way up to gold. Now, once we get into that mid-range shot, you got shifty shooter, deadeye, gold set shot specialist. As far as when it comes towards that three-pointer, you also do get silver shifty shooter. And it's really, I would say best to upgrade a +1 badge put towards set shot specialist, get it on the Hall of Fame tier, possibly even if you wanted to use a max +2 put towards shifty shooter. That's another great option as well. Now when we get into the playmaking itself, this is something that it's all going to come down to preference, but I would highly recommend possibly using a max +1 on strong handle to get it on Hall of Fame, and just to unlock those spin and blow by animations. As far as when it comes towards the other badges, you get bailout, handles for days, break starter, versatile visionary on gold. But even when it comes towards getting lightning launch, it would be special to see a 6'8" build get this on the Hall of Fame tier. That defensive end, this is going to be crazy, but we do get Hall of Fame off-ball pass, bronze posterizer, so that's nice. You also get gold pick dodger, challenger, on-ball menace. It's really going to come down to the way that you see this build fit for yourself, if you want to change anything about it. Now, I know some of y'all are probably going to be wondering as to why I upgraded my layup so high, and I'm telling y'all, the animations this year, with what you can do with them, this is going to be a really nice rating to pick from. That's all I'm going to say. Now, the animations is solely going to be a key purpose for that. And as far as when it comes towards the badges for the actual defensive end, you cannot go wrong. You get gold challenger, on-ball menace, immovable enforcer, paint patroller, high flying denier. And then for that rebounding side, man, you still get silver box out beast, rebound chaser. And these are still upgraded by a +1 or +2, depending on the way that you do decide to upgrade this build today. Truthfully, man, I would highly recommend at least upgrading set shot specialist to even Hall of Fame or legend. The higher the better, but personally this is going to be a solid build to work with, using as your main point forward day one of NBA 2K26. Now let's check out this last one. So coming up at build number 5, this is going to be the 7'4" two-way crafty 3-level cleaner. And man, I'm telling y'all, this build is a monster. With what it can do defensively, all the way down to the offense, all around, this is probably one of my favorite builds I personally have seen throughout the community. Now, let's start out with these attributes: the 92 close shot, 76 driving layup, the 73 driving dunk, 90 standing dunk, 87 post control. Very nasty stats when it comes towards the finishing. Now, you'll be able to get elite standing contact dunks, some of those upgraded driving dunks, posterizer on bronze, and even when it comes towards some of these badges, Hall of Fame float game on a 7'4" build. Imagine upgrading this to legend. You also do get hook specialist on gold, paint prodigy. From there, when it comes towards that driving layup, you'll be able to get physical finisher, which I think that's, that's a blessing right there. You get gold aerial wizard, posterizer like I mentioned, but then you also will be able to get gold rise up. Moving on to that post control, gold hook specialist, post up poet, post fade phenom, unpluckable on silver with post powerhouse. Now this is a pretty solid setup when it comes towards the finishing, but the build only continues to get better. And that's why I had to go ahead and save the best for last, because I feel like this build can potentially break the game, bro. So As far as when it comes towards the shooting, you have that 89 mid-range shot, that 89 three-pointer, the 83 free throw. You get silver Deadeye, set shot specialist, definitely going to be able to get silver limitless range, post fade phenom as well. And just keep in mind, bro, this is a 7'4" build with a 7'4" wingspan. Having that 89 three-pointer, truly to me, man, that's overkill. And this is not even including adding boosts or takeovers. So I'm pretty happy with how this build's shaping out to be. Moving into the playmaking, you have a 76 pass accuracy, the ball handle 65 with a speed with ball of a 40. Now look, we get silver break starter with dimer. You're also getting versatile visionary. When it comes towards the actual ball handle, on this build, I think it's truly special because with cap breakers, you can actually unlock, I'm going to say it, bro, and this is game breaking, Giannis Antetokounmpo crossover on a 7'4" build, bro. Y'all were going crazy last year when we had that on a 7' center. Imagine 4 inches taller. Every inch matters, bro. I'm telling y'all. Now, when it comes towards the actual defense, you have that 85, but look, off-ball pest on gold, paint patroller on bronze with silver post lockdown. You have a massive wingspan on this build. Now you also get a movable enforcer. From there, we're going to be able to get that steal all the way up to a 53. Now this is optional if you do want to take it down. As far as for that block, you get this up to a 74. So high flying denier on bronze, paint patroller there. And then when it comes towards the actual rebounding, as you can see, man, we're going to be able to get badges like rebound chaser on silver and gold box out beast. Just imagine using your max +1 and max +2 put towards this area. I think that's something that is definitely viable and something I would consider going with. And this is what the build is going to be looking like. This is a build that I guarantee you can use throughout the entire NBA 2K26 cycle. And as far as for the attributes, I am very happy with how this one turned out today. Now, as far as when it comes towards the strengths on this build, incredible touch around the rim, dominant standing dunker, elite range for a big. Weaknesses, no urgency to grab offensive rebounds. That's the only thing that they can say about this archetype. I gotta be real, man, all 5 of these archetypes are a W, and I'm real curious to know, out of all 5 of them, which one are you gonna be making today in NBA 2K26? And I just want to say thank every single one of y'all who made it to the very end. God bless you. I appreciate y'all. And just know, man, I got another video dropping for you tomorrow, so feel free to let me know down below in the comment section which types of builds, videos, and suggestions that you want to see in the next one. Now go ahead and click the video right here so you can go ahead and check out my previous video of the 10 most rare builds that you've never seen before in NBA 2K26. Man, I got some early gameplay, and I just want you to know that I truly appreciate every single one of you. So before we get out of here, if it was your first time coming, bro, be sure to hit that sub button if you know. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And last but definitely not least, and with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. God bless you, and Rich out.